Donald, okay.
Donald, this guy giving me the test is unnerving me.
Okay, Donald, I'm gonna have you sign right here.
Why does this guy keep calling me Donald?
The first one, cone weave. Start right here, right side, left side, 5 cones. After the last cone, all you gotta do is make a U-turn, stop in with your front tire inside that white box.
So I gotta go the cones this way.
You gotta go the hard way, right side, left
This way
side.
is so much easier.
It would be, because then you can go straight, but you can't do that.
Come on, Ron.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
It's my turn to take the test, and I'm very scared.
No, don't be scared. You're gonna be fine.
I know Donnie's here. I don't want him to see me. You know, he doesn't know I'm here.
I don't want Donnie to know I'm getting my driver's license today and changing my name because I want it to be a surprise. I wanted to come home and say, look at okay, you know what? I don't want him to see me fail when it comes down to it.
Oh, Ron!
That looks really hard, that maze.
It is. It's a hard test. It's a very hard test to do.
I think I missed a cone, Ron.
So, unfortunately, you didn't make it. You didn't make it.
I already failed already?
You already failed already.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Can I just say, I really failed that motorcycle test 3 times.
I thought you failed it twice.
Well, I did twice, but I failed the written one once too.
Yeah.
And I've been driving a motorcycle for about 30 years, and I really failed the test.
Well, because actually, I let my license expire, and
Right.
a friend of mine told me, like, if you let it go 6 months, you have to retake the driving test. And she's like, no
Happened.
matter how long you've been driving, you will fail the driving test. Because you don't even pay attention anymore to, like, a stop sign. You don't slowly roll to it. You stop. And that means you fail the test.
Right.
If you
I had to
roll.
take the written one, and I was paranoid because I failed in California 3 times, and I was paranoid when he failed, so I studied for 48 hours straight.
I couldn't even talk to her. I was like, Jenny, do you want to go get some breakfast? No, because I have to learn how to make a right turn lane to parallel park on a
by
highway.
fire hydrant between 15 feet. I mean, I was...
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, before we even get into the show, which I love, Jenny has some news, and it does not involve her getting a motorcycle.
No, it doesn't. It's trending worldwide thanks to all of the good people, especially the blockheads out there. But Donnie is so graciously going to perform his first solo concert for my charity, Generation Rescue, this June on June 2nd, and tickets go on sale April 2nd, which is Autism Awareness Day. So there's gonna, in our hometown.
Yeah, there's a little more to it. It's going to be in our new hometown at a theater that's just about a mile from our house. The after party is going to be in the very ballroom where we got married. And then I'm going to invite a few exclusive people through contests to come back to the house after and hang out with us at our house.
So you can go to either of our Facebook pages to get the information to get tickets or T-shirts to help the cause.
So I have to ask, while this is a great cause and all, let's talk about the after party. Who's going to party harder, you or Donnie?
She dances, and I like take over the DJ booth and
does.
and yell and scream at the audience.
He can get a church crowd dancing their asses off. He has magical powers in that area.
But the concert is I've never really done a solo concert like with a full band and all types of craziness. So it's gonna be different. I usually tell Joey McIntyre and Jordan Knight, they do all the singing, most of the singing, so I just have to sing every now and again, but now I have to sing everything.
How are you? I mean, Donnie also stars on Blue Bloods. So when exactly are you going to find
And
the time?
Wahlburgers and Rock This
yes.
Boat and a few
I
other
mean,
things.
so are you going to add an eighth day to the week? I don't really understand.
No, actually, since I've been doing Blue Bloods, which has now become like the 4th most watched scripted show in all of television, which is mind-blowing. Since I started doing that, I've toured every summer with the New Kids on the Block. On the 4 months that I'm not shooting, Blue Bloods shoots for 8 months a year. The other 4, I'm usually with the band the entire time. But this year, we're not going to tour.
Oh, so that's going to be your window.
We need to get a little recharge of the batteries and let our fans recharge. Our fans are so loyal and so they want to be a part of everything we do. And I think we've exhausted their credit cards.
That's what I said.
They need a little
Their
break.
credit cards need a break.
Yeah, they need a little.
Their bodies need
Someone
a break.
just clapped back there. Like, woohoo, Visa. We got to cut them a little slack, right?
But this is one of the reasons why we wanted to do this show together, because at first, it's not like we pitched it, they actually came to us. And I knew that if we didn't do something together, our schedules would have gotten filled up with something else. So we both said, well, why not? We want to work together. We want to be with each other. And this was kind of the perfect way to kind of work and be at home at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, people always say like celebrity couples don't last, and there's a reality show jinx for couples and stuff like that. But I think we're a couple first, and celebrities like eighth. We're a couple first. We're parents. We're a daughter and a son and friends. I mean, we're part of a community. We're celebrities. Eighth or ninth on the list, and so our marriage is number one. That's the core of our family is our relationship, and so we do everything to make that work, and we build work now around it. And we travel together to and from Chicago to New York. She does Sirius XM Monday through Wednesday in New York, so I shoot Blue Bloods Monday through Wednesday, and then we travel home together. We'll shoot this a couple days a week, and then the only really time we have to be apart is if I have to do some Wahlberg stuff, but pretty much we're together all the time.
We fly back and forth every week.
Well, what they say, the couple that can fly together. So you guys really only shoot this 3
What
days
do they say about
I
the
have no
couple that
idea. I
flies
just
together?
made that up. That's
The
not what
couple
I'm
that
gonna
flies
say.
together hopefully joins the Mile High together.
Yes!
Hopefully don't crash and die together, because that would suck. And stays together. That doesn't rhyme, but whatever.
So you guys shoot this 3 days a week in Chicago, Chi-Town.
Yep.
How does that work? Do you and the show is so sweet, and the moments that you guys have, like Donnie's birthday, Evan, your stepson, writing you that sweet, sweet little card.
Yeah.
Him telling you to be a cool mom, which I have a 5-year-old and I'm dreading that moment.
Yeah, he thinks I'm so uncool.
How
both
could
of us.
Wait, how could he think you're uncool?
He's 13, and I'm grateful because that's a very typical reaction, but it's still hard. Like the whole season this year, you see Evan transform into, a full-blown teenager. He thinks we are, he won't even let us talk in front of his friends. He'll go like this to me.
Are you supposed to like mime or something?
This is what happened. Can I imitate it?
Stay out.
You'll be Evan, and I'm walking in, and Evan's with his friends in the room. Hey, Evan, do your friends want anything to eat? Because they're probably hungry. And okay, well, what do you want me to?
In the translation for this, can I swear on AOL?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. It's basically what it means.
Get out of my room.
Get out. But I tried to tell her that it's very normal teenage behavior. And I've raised 2 boys myself. I have a 23-year-old now and a 14-year-old who's now become so incredibly close with Evan, which is just a miracle for both of us. Because we let them get to know each other at their own pace. We didn't push them together. They were both resistant. Everyone was, when I proposed to Jenny, he was part of the proposal. He was like, woohoo, I'm gonna have a stepdad, yeah! And he was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have a stepbrother? I don't want a stepbrother.
No, I don't want one.
But to all of you guys out there who aren't parents yet, because you look fairly young out there, you will never be cool to your kids ever unless you're buying them something or they've grown up and had their own kids and you're willing to babysit their children, because then you're real cool. You're a cool grandma.
Or let me interrupt, or you hook them up with some sort of like concert backstage, movie premiere, like something that like
but even then you got to
elevates
keep your distance.
Yeah.
It's
go
like
with
you're only kind of cool. Like I will get my son tickets to a concert, but if I say something to the artist like parents do, the same way our parents embarrassed us, you don't want them to talk when they're around you. So I try to tell her this is not unusual to Evan. It's very normal behavior, which is actually good for her because she's raised Evan alone with special needs his whole life. And so for me coming in, I get to show her when it's actually not special needs, when it's just typical boy behavior.
That's why I'm happy, because it's typical, but still when you only have one, you want him to stay your baby. I always made fun of those mothers that were like, oh, they left for college, I'm having that nesting. I'm like, grow up. And now I'm like,
And that's why I loved the baby books that you wrote were so damn real. Like I remember reading them being like, this is repulsive.
It
like
is.
This actually happens. This is so gross. And then it happened and I was like, oh God.
Right? I couldn't believe that it took, the book I wrote, Belly Laughs, was my first book. And I came home from the hospital with Evan and I was reflecting on my 9 months of pregnancy and thought to myself, everybody lied. no one told the truth. Like, I couldn't believe no one told the real truth of what happens during pregnancy. So I had Evan on one side of my laptop and typed with one finger and popped out this book, Belly Laughs, and I sent it everywhere, to every agent, every publishing house, and everyone rejected it. They said, this is vulgar.
Yes.
It's disgusting. No one will ever read this. And I found one small publisher. This is why you should never give up. But one small publisher in Boston and said, we're going to give it a go. And I did my first talk show. I did one talk show, Regis and Kelly, and it was a New York Times bestseller for 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I know basically has read it because it was we're not going to get into it here and scare you guys all.
It's good birth control
you'll never
for the
reproduce
young girls.
but
Yeah, Evan's 13 now, but she still types with one finger. I just wanted to
Really?
say, oh yeah.
But my texting capabilities, my thumbs are amazing. But typing like this one.
Well, how do you guys decide what to show? I mean, do you email the producers and say, okay, today we're gonna go to the flower shop, or we're gonna go boating, or how does it work?
Sometimes it's random. Sometimes it's like I tell them, I'm planning something for Donnie's birthday party, so they can go and get permits to see if something's. Otherwise, it's real. Like, I need tampons. Go to the store right now. Good luck with that. And he goes.
Donnie looks so happy in this moment.
That
Look at
wasn't
that face.
fun.
That is the face of someone who was filled with joy.
The girls can understand how you appreciate when your man will go run an errand like that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in a small town where everyone talks about everything you do. So pretty much, the PTA to the mayor.
Everyone.
The mayor knew the next day that I had to buy Jenny.
It was on their little patch.com.
I wasn't sure if I'd get the one with wings or strings, though. So it's very complicated. I had sisters, and I've done this before, but it was a different time.
Yeah.
It was like a big pillow. It was like buying a box of pillows. Now
They
it's
had one size, too, back then.
Yeah. All right, we're getting really off track.
okay.
It's, people have lunch coming up.
But back to how you decide. So let's say the second episode involving Donnie's birthday, and this is the season 3. So second episode, how did that all come together?
I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something that was part of our new town. Something, I didn't want to take him to Vegas or some trip. I just want him to feel at home in his new home. So we live next to the Fox River in Chicago, outside Chicago, and I wanted to get a boat and just have our friends and the kids on it. And I had no idea that, of course, drama would be attached. Like, you watch these reality show times, and you're like, this is so fake. But everything that happened is real. Like, my foot caught on fire. We couldn't find Evan. We had to turn the boat around. I mean,
Your sister got lost with my birthday gift and almost missed the boat.
It was just like one thing after another. So you can plan something like the experience, but you just never know what's going to happen. And then you are grateful when the cameras are there, most of the time.
Yeah, so many times we'll have something happen in our life and we'll say, damn, we needed the cameras here, and they weren't there. So sometimes that'll happen and we'll say, hey, let's do something like that again, only next time let's see what happens if the cameras are there. And then sometimes it's like she said, this is coming up, we're going to do something, and just send the cameras and we'll see what happens.
And I do want to say something about this show, too. When it came about, we didn't want to do a show, even though we loved Conflict TV. I mean, we love The Bachelor. We love Housewives. We love watching all that.
A good glass of wine thrown.
We love it. We love it. We love it. But, I also missed, like, my PMS shows, I call them, which was, like, Extreme Home Makeover, when they build a house, and I just bawl my eyes out. And I missed the, romantic, good-feeling shows where you can walk away and go, like, oh, my God, I want to feel closer to my family. Wahlburgers came out before our show, and that's how you felt when you watched it. You wanted to, like, call your mom or call your brother or sister. And I wanted that to be the same for our show. I wanted you to walk away going, like, oh, my God, I love being in love, and show that sweet side. And I didn't know if there was going to be an audience for it. We didn't know. And we thought if there isn't, then that's it. But the fact that they have showed up and people have supported it and had that same reaction of wanting to feel good made us want to keep going.
Yeah. Reality shows don't break couples up. Couples break couples up. And for us, we didn't want to engage in fake fighting and drama on a TV show. That was not who we are. That's not what we are. We strive to get along. We work hard to get along. If one of us has a little off moment, we talk it through. we take accountability, each one of us ourselves, you know, and we really work at you know, staying in a very high vibrational place together. And I think that's, we're both in our 40s, you know, we're not kids anymore. We don't want to get it wrong this time. We want to get it right. And to get anything right, anything that's really worth it, you got to work at it. You just have to. If it's your career, if it's your kids, if it's your relationship, you got to work at it. And so many times people just put the relationship on the back burner. And I think a lot of times in Hollywood, to be honest, I think it's just, you know, we're so focused on becoming successful that when we take on a partner, suddenly we're slowing down our success. And, you know, for us, it's been the opposite. Our careers have stayed on track, but we really have put the relationship first.
Has living in Chicago made a difference, do you think?
Huge. I mean, our love would work anywhere, but we wanted to live our life and not work our life. So by moving there, it really kind of pulled us out of that vortex of that grind. Like in Los Angeles, you actually feel this grind of like competition and like just doing whatever it takes to get to the top. New York is also kind of got a very busy vortex. Out there, you really unplug, and, you know, watching him like mow the lawn and me like sew. Like I'm looking around, I'm like, this is, like, to be normal is everything.
And plow snow. I plow snow. A typical Saturday night for us is there's 10 kids in the house. It'll be Evan, her son, Elijah, my son, now her son, and all of their friends, and drums playing and music and laughter, and then Jenny will be sewing in the kitchen and I'll be out plowing the snow or shoveling the snow or walking the dog or doing some very domestic thing. And it's not, that's when there are no cameras there. That's how we want to be. We've worked so hard and been part of this sort of machine of Hollywood and celebrity for so long that we really were desperate to just, I think it's what we've always wanted, was to fall in love, each one of us. We've been on these similar paths where at, you know, the age of 18, 19, we went on this journey, and the ups and downs of having a career and then becoming parents, but you still have to really grind on your career. We finally found our way to each other, and at a time when we both really wanted the same things and have gotten all that stuff behind us.
And I really have to say, that's what I love about the show. It is so sweet, and I love the sweet little moments between you guys, as opposed to, you know how like you watch some reality and you just feel like gross and dirty after watching it?
Yeah, if you want
and
to
I love those shows.
Yeah,
I'm not dissing
I
those
get
shows.
it.
I love
Yes,
those shows.
I do too.
But like your show is not that show.
It isn't, and, you know, to be completely honest, when we did like one of our first episodes, the network looked at it and said, you know, you guys, we need some conflict. And we looked at each other like, what do we expect us to, like, fake it? Like, we don't have this conflict that you're looking for. We have, like, love and good feelings and respect for each other. And I'm really grateful that we stood our ground and said, you know what? People will react to love. People will react to those moments. We need more of them.
Yeah, a conflict for us is we have an uncomfortable moment, we'll walk to separate rooms, we'll come back an hour later and both say, it was my fault. You know, it's not like,
God, you guys,
you're going to break and say sorry to me. It's no, I realize, you know, a simple thing we do is called a turnaround, which I don't want to take too long on it, but
no, please do, actually.
we just turn things around.
It is the secret to our...
It's, you know, pretty much in life, any problem you have with someone else is really your own problem.
Yeah.
You know, it's your own problem. And I'll give it a sort of a general example. One time I was mad, and Jenny said something to me. She was distracted, and she's always said to me from day one, if I'm distracted, don't take it personal, because I got a little bit of ADD, and I don't want you to get in feeling like I'm neglecting you. And I think I said something like, I said, you know, you answer me, it's like you're talking to me like I'm an animal, you know, like a dog. Like, and we all say that. We've all said that. Don't talk to me like a dog, you know what I mean? And I stopped, and I sat with myself for a minute, and I thought about it. I said, why would my wife ever talk to me like that? Why would she ever intentionally talk to me like a dog? She would never. So, in fact, if I turn it around, Jenny spoke to me like a dog, turn it around to yourself. I spoke to Jenny like a dog. Because by accusing her of doing something like that, I really am diminishing her. I really am not respecting the love that she has for me to even say something like that. And to even think that thought, I'm talking to myself like a dog. How would I have such low self-worth that I think someone would speak to me that way who loves me so much? It's just, so it's really always turning it around to yourself, you know.
Before you open your mouth, you stop and say, is it me projecting it?
Yeah.
And that's how we've really...
So-and-so doesn't like me. Turn it around. I don't like me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like me because who cares if so-and-so doesn't like me? I should like myself enough that it doesn't matter who likes me.
I'm so mad that so-and-so canceled on me. Well,
Right.
so they canceled. Big deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing
Find the gift in it.
that you have free time to yourself.
That's right. There you go.
What's your favorite thing to do when the cameras aren't there? And it can't be dirty.
We can probably say it at the same time.
It. No, I was going to say it. Go ahead.
Just cuddle and
Yeah.
watch TV.
Just cuddle. I have a permanent imprint of the side of her face right here on my left bosom.
I do.
Your bosom.
She rests right there ever so perfectly.
There's
and
drool on
it's
us
just,
pajamas, yeah.
we literally, we go to breakfast with the kids, they'll go off to play in their rooms or whatever, and then we'll go in the room and say, do you want to cuddle? Yeah, and it's literally assume the position.
And then forensic files.
Yeah.
Forensic files.
It's been great for my back, though. If you guys have sore backs, lay flat on your back. I'm lucky because she makes me stay that way, so I can't roll around because her head, you know, I'll do damage to her neck if I like roll around. But it's really helped my back. I mean, it's amazing. My back feels great.
Jenny.
I know. I'm
Your
a
secret
chiropractic
chiropractic talent.
Along with
Don't
other
spoon.
thing.
Yes, spooning.
Cuddle.
Oh, very bad for you.
Spooning's
Very,
bad for the
very,
back.
Very bad.
Knocks you
very
out of
bad.
alignment.
And how long do you guys see yourselves doing the show?
You know what? We're taking it season by season. You know, Evan is, like I said, at that age, and you'll see in this season where he's kind of like, ugh. So if I feel at any point, especially after him watching the season, if he's uncomfortable, it could be the last. Or if he loves it and we continue to want to do it, we'll keep doing it. So we're really taking it season by season.
Could you just do the show without him, or is that just too weird?
I think it would be too weird. And I also think that, you know, Donnie and I love to constantly change things and reinvent ourselves. So we would wind up, you know, doing something else together, whether it's scripted or talk or something. But, you know, Evan and his son also, they're just too precious to put them out there without their full blessing.
Yeah, but we definitely are going to work together. We've combined production companies. We're developing shows together. Donnie Loves Jenny is obviously the first show we've done together. Our production company is producing a show for my bandmate Joey McIntyre on Pop TV, which would be a sort of partner piece to our show Rock This Boat, New Kids on the Block. So we're just developing stuff, and we want to work together. You know, we've been two people on individual paths, as I've said, for a very long time, and you know, we know the importance of finding a collective path, and it's relationship and family first, and work second. But work will be a lot together a lot more now.
Oh my God! Now you're totally making me want to go out on dates. Let's have our audience ask a few questions, please.
Sure.
Morning, Donnie and Jenny. Thanks
Good
for
morning.
being here. First and foremost, my family loves you guys together, especially my grandma. Every time you guys are on TV,
Oh, that's
she
so
goes,
cute.
"You guys are so cute."
Grandmas know.
I always
Grandmas know
say
if it's
she-
real or bullshit.
It's so
They can
true.
tell.
It's so true. Every time, like Gma, you're right. So my question is, for people out there who are seeking true love, what's the best piece of advice you could give them?
Oh, I can tell you. I'll start. Yeah. I went through a period of really doing some self-inquiry because I was dating the same guy over and over and over again, if you know what I mean. They came in different packages, but inside they were the same. So I realized that in order to raise the bar on people I was attracting, I had to kind of raise my own bar. So I did a lot of kind of work on myself, read a lot of those guru type of self-help books, and it really did work. I found that I did not need a lover in my life to have love in my life. That was the biggest lesson I learned. And once I felt that, I attracted the love of my life. That's when I met Donnie. So I have no doubt that it starts with you. And then that's how you find that true love.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say it wasn't that different. I just didn't feel myself being my best self anymore. Work-wise, I did. career-wise. I'm very dedicated to what I do. I mean, I spend 8 months shooting Blue Bloods, and 4 of those months I'd be building the music and lighting and staging for a New Kids on the Block tour. I mean, I was very dedicated to my work, but relationship-wise, I was just, I'd already been through a divorce once and thought I learned what I needed to learn, and I just found myself not really going to the next level. And it's the first thing Jenny and I talked about when we had our first date was I really want to be the best me, but it's also important to not depend on the other person to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy first. And so many people, say, you make me happy, you make me happy. Well, if you count on that person to make you happy, guess what? They're going to make you sad, because it's not their job. It's your job to make yourself happy. It's your job to love yourself. And we both were sort of at a point in life realizing that everything has to come from self-love. I have to love myself enough to accept what's coming my way, to accept that here's a woman who wants the same things as me, and there's nothing to be afraid of. No disaster is going to happen if I date this woman. Actually, wonderful things can happen, and I loved myself enough. It took work. It took work, because I get scared sometimes and wait for like a disaster to happen, or when's she going to break my heart, or when's this going to happen? But it doesn't matter. If you love yourself, no one's going to break your heart. No one will ever break your heart. You can only break your own heart.
Oh my God, I love you guys. I really do. Like, you guys are amazing. Before we have another audience question, I do want to ask you, do you prefer her hair pink or blonde? Because I personally really like the pink.
I liked it too. The network, not so much.
Oh, that's the secret.
Yeah,
I don't really care. I should ask you.
This is some TMI. This is TMI. It could be TMI, but she was brunette a few weeks ago for one night for me, and I kind of like that too. I pretty much like her.
That was TMI.
It was. Did you say it was Game On?
No, I just said
She
TMI.
said TMI.
It was TMI and Game On. I like her however she is. I really do. I always tell her, she'll say, I got to look better. I got to do this. I want to do this because it doesn't look right. Or do I look better in this and look better in that? And my answer is always the same. It's you can never look better. You can only look different. She's just perfect to me. And, she can gain 100 pounds. It's not going to bother me. She could lose 100 pounds. There'd be nothing left. That might bother me.
Yeah.
Be a skeleton and some ashes on the ground. But it's what's behind those beautiful eyes and what's in that heart of hers is what I love the most.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that.
I know.
Let's next audience question.
Hi guys. First of all, I just want to say my parents raised me right, and I've been a blockhead since birth. So
yeah.
Holla. So I just wanted to know, Donnie, you being on Blue Bloods, it's such a physical role for you.
Oh my God, it is. It is.
You're my favorite, by the way.
Thank you.
So I was just wondering.
Mine too.
I mean, come on. So what do you do to prepare for such physical, episodes?
I realized last week that it's been 6 years, 6 seasons of Blue Bloods, and it gets harder. It definitely gets harder. I used to look forward to jumping over the hood of a car like T.J. Hooker, or look at this crowd is so young. No, it's like,
yes, we
what
know
the
who
hell
he
is T.J. Hooker? Starsky and Hutch. I don't know.
Oh, now you're really losing it.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Austin
Powers. Does he jump over hoods of cars? Okay.
Maybe.
Anyway. I'd stretch in the mornings whenever I'm working, and the most important thing really is to always just work at the police procedural stuff. And it's eye-opening. It really is eye-opening. I see, when you understand where a lot of police officers are coming from, and what the training is about, it's really about safety, and there are times, obviously in this country, there's, been some unfortunate incidents, which, I try to not judge the bad all the good apples by the bad apples, but, there's so much danger in any given moment for a police officer, and really for any human being, but it's really just trying to go into a scene and understand what is the objective in this scene, how do I best control the situation, and let everyone get out of here safely and easily, and do it in a way that looks like it's supposed to be the way it's done. The writers typically don't care. They'll just be like, okay, so he walks into the middle of the bar and his partner's right behind him and she's looking at the ground and he's looking at the ceiling. Meanwhile, there's 50 bad guys around us with guns. We would never do that. So we fight really hard to try to make it look authentic.
And then there's always me texting you going, beat up the bad guy a little bit more. I like it.
Yeah.
Because I like when you rough him around a little bit.
Well, it really is rougher than you think. Like, I can't really handcuff people in the show. I basically take an actor, and I'll tell them beforehand. I say, look, I'm not cuffing you. I'm going to put one handcuff in this hand, and I'm going to put the other hoop in this hand. Because to really handcuff someone, it's hard. I mean,
you have to get the wrists so
it's crazy. And I'm not there to, like, break actors' wrists. You know, I'm there to just look authentic. But it's really difficult. It's really challenging. And in truth, handcuffing someone is not a lot of fun, and it's even worse to have them put on you. So I just try to never put myself in that position unless, what?
Right, oh, here we go.
We're going back to the black wig.
Going back to that. And we have time for one final question.
Hello. Hi. I just want to say, first of all, I love you guys together. Like, you guys are so inspiring. I look at you and I'm like, this is what I want, you know, eventually. Hi, Donnie. And you will get it. So I conduct a domestic violence support group in Staten Island, and from a survivor's point of view, like I went through it for 4 years, and I wanted to know what is the one component that you guys, or advice that you guys may have for women who are going through it, like advice of something that they should look for or not do to maintain a safe and healthy environment in a relationship?
Well, I mean, I can speak on behalf of my own experiences of being in a verbal abusive relationship for many years. And sometimes words, they say, hurt more than even a punch. And knowing what I was going through during that time and looking back, I had so little self-worth. I thought, this is as good as I can get. And usually the abuser makes you feel like that, so it doesn't help. It's that, you know, giving you a little bit of sugarcoating and then the abuse. Sugarcoating, abuse, and you get caught in this vicious cycle. It takes so much strength. The best piece of advice I could say is to talk to someone about it, because a lot of people are very quiet about it and embarrassed. So you tell a friend, you tell a sister, you tell someone, so you know you have a safe place to go to. Because there is that one moment where you will wake up and go, I love myself too much to be in this, and you will run. And you have to have that one place to run to.
Yeah, and you know, I find a lot of people who get in those situations, you know, the person always says they're going to change. They're going to change. I promise I won't do it again. I'm going to change. I'm going to get better. And to get better, to make any real change in your life, I mean, think about any change that any of you have made that's a really drastic change. How much work it takes. If you want to lose 30 pounds, you want to change your lifestyle, you want to start going to the gym, you want to start studying to get a degree, you want to change and get a better job. Think of how hard it is to change something. And when you're in a relationship where someone is abusive to you and they say, oh, I'm going to change, they better, the fact that they're abusing you in the first place means they're probably got some real damage of their own in their lifetime. They've probably been abused. They have a lot of damage. You can't heal that kind of damage overnight. It takes a lot of work. And if the person is not really showing you that they're going to do the work immediately, you gotta love yourself enough to get out. You know, you could say
and sometimes you think your love is so powerful, it will heal the abuser. This abuser, you see the good in it, and you get in him or her, and think my love will heal that person, and that is false.
Yeah.
That is false. It said the day you wake up and realize I love myself is the day you run.
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm going to hurt so-and-so if I leave. You know, well, they're going to hurt you if you stay. That's the alternative. And you run a group, so you know this better than anyone. But I think it's, again, I think if coming full circle on all of this from our relationship to this topic, it's really loving yourself. You know, it sounds weird when you say self-love, love yourself. You know, it's like, what does that mean? Like, am I supposed to, like, get naked and touch myself? Like, what does that even mean? It just means to know your worth and to really trust that you are how you're meant to be. That doesn't mean you can't change, you can't grow, you can't evolve. You know, you can't get a haircut. You can't get braces if your teeth are crooked. You could do all that stuff to love. That is loving yourself.
And making the right decisions. I know we have to go, but this was huge for me because no one talked about self-love when I was 18, 20. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm supposed to hug myself? And it really was noticing red flags in dates, noticing red flags in friends, not allowing the mistakes to happen again and again. Self-love is saying, you know what? I deserve to be treated better. No, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore. Those things, those decisions are acts of self-love.
Yeah. Even one other turnaround is this person is being mean to me. This person is abusing me. If you turn that around to yourself, I'm being mean to myself because I'm staying. I'm abusing myself by allowing this person to do this to me. You know, and I'm abusing them because I'm not getting out, because maybe me getting out will be the one thing it takes to finally push that person to get some help, because they're going to do it to the next person too, you know?
Well, you guys are amazing. Wait, hold the applause for 1 second. Please tell everyone where they can see the show.
Donnie Loves Jenny. Season 3 premieres tonight on A&E at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for all those watching on the web. And it's 1 hour, so 2 back-to-back new episodes.
And if anyone
after
has
Wahlburgers. After Wahlburgers at 9.
And if anyone has an expired license, watch the show. It may or may not inspire you.
That's true.
May or may not.
Thank you so much, you guys, for coming out. Thank you.